welcome traders to another daily recap. Today is September the 9th. So we're going to be looking at what trades took September 8th, 8th to 9th London session. And let's get into it. So today, unfortunately, we actually did not profit. We had profits earlier in the day, but then I overtraded with a bit of greed, and I got a bit messy in this area here. So we'll break that down. But today's profits are negative 100 or 60 or 630. It's not too bad. We had profits earlier in the day, and then trying to trade again later on in New York session didn't work out as I thought it would. So we're just gonna get right into it. So London session was actually pretty clean. We can see here that there was a 130 rejection. I actually saw the signal on the 15 here. So I entered at 3.5. So I had an entry, short position here at around 3.51. My first entry. I had stops about 7 pips plus a couple more. So I think about there's where I put it, just above this wick. It's about 13, 14 pip stop. And I was aiming for just to fill this wick, maybe about 30 pips. It actually did end up going about 60 total. Unfortunately, I got stopped out because the first entry got stopped out because on the 5 minute, I didn't like the way that this candle formed right here at 2 a.m. I thought this might actually be a rejection and we're going to go bullish. So I closed out like 10 pips for half the position. Then I closed the rest once it came back up. And then I wasn't able to be on the charts for the next couple minutes. So I didn't see this is starting to drop. But then once I saw it here, and I saw that the 15 was closing pretty strong down here, I entered a sell again at like 2.1. And this time, same kind of concept. I'm not sure why that's so big. So same kind of concept, just put the stop above this 15. And I was targeting, again, I thought that this 800 level would be a good spot to target. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to hold this one. I actually closed at 9.9. So I did get about 22, 23 pips. So about a 1 to 6 there. So that was the first initial trade. And I did say it was done for the day. Unfortunately, it came back up. If we look at the 1 hour, it was kind of like a fake down. 3 o'clock London Open came back up pretty hard. But once this 6 a.m. candle closed like this, I was pretty keen to take sells. Unfortunately, at first I took buys. I thought this was going to break up over here. So this was a bit of an impulse. And then I ended up getting stopped out as this 15 came down hard. And then I started trying to sell here. I just wasn't ready, and it was impulse back and forth. So I just closed everything, realizing my mistake and not being patient. So that's the key, being patient. And when you're done trading for the day, you've made your profits. I was already made my profit target, so I didn't need to continue trading. So it's unfortunate. And, that's just, we have to learn from that. It's a learning experience. I did think, and it did play out, that this 4 hour at one point was going to fill this wick, and it did, as you can see in that 7 o'clock close there. But it looks like I just wanted to grab a couple more orders. And if I was patient and waited for this candle here, I would have been able to see and take the sell here, stops above, and actually ride this down for this nice, beautiful in 15 minutes, 40 pips in 15 minutes. That's amazing. So that's unfortunate. And I actually did see that we have the New York reversal back up as well. Here's the signal on the 15, closing above this low here, can break this low. And as you can see, it actually ended up ripping up for the rest of the day. And that was something I was keen for as well, because I thought this 7 a.m. or 6 a.m. candle was going to break up and start to get, I was targeting this area, this 138 flat level. It actually came up to 1384 almost. But I was targeting this kind of zone here. And it's unfortunate that we got played out both ways. It wanted to go down first and then go back up. And at first I wanted to go back up on this wick before actually coming down. And that's the nature of trading. Once you're done for the day, you need to really have a hard stop and not trade anymore. Because I did have about 400 profit almost, and then I lost all that plus more. So, it's okay on the week now. We're just at break even. So it's not bad. This is a learning experience that once you're done trading, you shouldn't be over trading and taking more and more. Just because you see an opportunity doesn't mean you have to take it. Plan your trades and trade your plans. So that is the recap for today. I believe tomorrow this London session should be pretty good depending on how this daily closes. I believe we can still see a lot more bearish pressure coming down to potentially the 136 flat area. And on the weekly, though, the weekly is kind of, it's broken this low, but now we need to see if it can sustain under this low and actually continue further to, yeah, like about maybe even this 135, 500, 600 area. But that is an area I'll be looking for. I am still pretty bearish on GJ now, especially with all this Brexit talk. So something along this, something along this area is something I'd be looking for, somewhere in here to sell to. So if we can catch some nice sells and see some nice rejection in London, hopefully maybe even fill this wick, it would be a nice move, 200, 150 pips. So that is something I'll be looking for and trying to get. So the monthly is actually pretty strong bearish right now. And it looks like we are actually just going to create a lower high from here as of right now. But the month is still pretty early on. So this could be a big wick down to continue up. That's kind of the uncertainty about trading. You don't actually know. You got to see what's going on. So yeah, on a daily perspective, I am liking it. It has broken cleanly under this area. It's retesting this area again now. And I believe with a bit more rejections, and if this 4-hour closes like that, I think that'll be perfect for potentially even Asian sells, a retest up to here. Somewhere in this this broken zone area, it's a pretty large zone, but somewhere in here, I think we can tighten it just a little bit, maybe to this wick. Somewhere in here is definitely a good prime area for sells. And as long as it doesn't break above here, if it does break above, well, I think we'll definitely see a nice push up to almost the 139 area again, or 140 area again. So these are a couple areas to be on the lookout for, and I will hopefully have a nice London trade for tonight, just based on the price action here. I think we can see some consolidation in this area, and then we'll have the indication of which way it's going to go. So that's the trading for today. Unfortunately, had profits and gave it all back to the market, but that's the nature of trading. That's the nature of Forex. And it's okay. You need to keep your head up, guys, if this happens to you, and make sure that you aren't impulse trading. I did impulse trade a bit today, and that's why I lost. And most of the times when I'm trading the plan, it works out, right? So you got to know what you're doing, and you got to be aware of your emotions. And once you start getting emotional, I definitely did get emotional. It'll start to lead to more impulse and dumb decisions. So that's why it's important to keep your risk low and to always make sure to have hard stops and to monitor price action. So that's the trading recap for today, and we'll have a good day tomorrow.